So first of all, this new hack happened in 2013 before the hack that we learned about in September, which happened in 2014. How did they not know about the 2013?
It's a very relevant question, considering that Yahoo just announced, a $500 million account breach, and they brought in forensics experts, they scoured the network, they put out regulatory filings, and now this is a second breach. And the way they learned about this is very interesting. It was an outside cybersecurity researcher who saw this for sale, on the kind of the black market in a very private discussion forum. So, the fact that Yahoo lost 1 billion accounts, they have 1 billion users. So it may not be a one-for-one match, but that's basically all their users. So this is potentially a really significant blow to the Verizon deal, because that's all their users.
Now, who do they think is behind this? I mean, they've indicated the one that they announced in September was state-sponsored, and that there might be some sort of state-sponsored involvement here.
It's a huge source of debate, because Yahoo did say the first breach they believed was state-sponsored. They provided no evidence for that, and we've reported that sources familiar with the case have said that that attribution is not ironclad. It's very hard to determine these things, and the implication is that Yahoo would have reason to say that, to help preserve this deal. This one appears to be kind of a straight cybercrime operation. And so the fact that Yahoo had scoured his network and did not find this earlier breach without an outside cybersecurity firm bringing it to them, really should raise some questions about how well this company has secured their network.
So talk to me a little bit more about what you see that's different from this breach than the one we knew about before.
Sure. In this breach, they're talking about more records, so potentially 1 billion accounts.
Right.
And kind of most significantly, the passwords that were leaked in this breach were secured with an insecure encryption algorithm called MD5. That's very crackable. It's like dictionary attacks could penetrate those passwords. The other breach, Yahoo said, was encrypted. The passwords were encrypted with a more secure algorithm. So this is more records with a less secure encryption algorithm. And again, the company didn't know, even though they'd been scouring every piece of their network for the past.
There had been concern that this deal with Verizon was already on the rocks because of the initial hack that they told us about back in September. AOL CEO Tim Armstrong, under the Verizon umbrella, of course, said he was cautiously optimistic recently that the deal would still go through. Right. What does this mean for the deal now?
Big open question, because it's not just about user accounts. That's the thing that Yahoo has to disclose publicly, but a central question that we've learned Yahoo's been looking at internally is, okay, so they stole user accounts. What intellectual property from the company did they also steal, if any? And that's going to be a central question for Verizon, because, if you've lost all your users' accounts and potentially, significant corporate IP, what are you paying, close to $5 billion for? So Verizon has already said that the breach, they believe, will be material. So that gives them license to potentially negotiate downward or walk away.
And quickly, Yahoo has said they're telling users to change their password. They're on the issue, but now it's 3 years later. What can really be done? I mean, isn't the damage done?
The damage has been done, especially if this has been, trafficked in cybercrime circles for 3 years. That means the hackers have been using Yahoo users' accounts to send spam. They've been using it for identity theft. Telling people to change their passwords now, I mean, it's a good practice, but that's a long time to let your users kind of flail in the wind.